My name is emmalao, and this is Planning Ahead, a one-stop podcast for people who love journaling, productivity, wellness, and creativity. For future episodes, I will be interviewing other content creators in this realm to share their insights and experience with us. In this episode, though, I will be introducing myself and my own journaling and productivity journey. I will also be answering some common questions about journaling, productivity, and habits that I get from my current viewers. My background. Before I discovered the world of journaling, planning, and wellness, my life was a bit of a mess. I was speeding through college, taking an extra class so I was more than full-time, doing extra projects on the side, keeping up with usually 2 part-time jobs at a time, taking care of my dog. The list of responsibilities goes on and on. I knew that I was stressed, but I would justify doing all this stuff by saying it'll be better next semester, or, well, I waste a lot of my time, so it's my fault for procrastinating. It got so bad that I actually developed stress-induced IBS at the beginning of my senior year, and I lost 20 pounds in the course of 2 months because of it. In addition to this, I realized that I couldn't remember what I had done the day before nearly every day. I was going at such a fast pace, and I never took a moment to reflect on what I was actually doing. I finally took a moment of self-reflection, something that I could never justify taking the time to do before, and knew that I needed to change something. That's when I began to look into time management and journaling. After some YouTube research, I bought a Hobonichi Techo cousin and began to be more aware of how my time was being spent so I could make the proper changes. My current daily life. Just because I've been using my Hobonichi and studying different ways of increasing productivity, habit formation, and wellness does not mean that I am a master at it. I like to think of journaling and planning as a practice, much like yoga or meditation, so I still have much to improve on. That being said, having more mindfulness of how I spend my time and knowing many methods of how to be more productive has shaped my daily routine. The ideal day for me looks something like this. I wake up at around 8 a.m., go for a run or hike with my dog at a nearby park. I take a shower, brew some coffee, and review my to-do list. Follow that list, doing my highlight first. Spending a couple of hours with my friends online or my husband, studying Japanese, then journaling in my Hobonichi and planning for the next day. I'll go to bed around 10 or 11 p.m. with my Kindle and a book. That ideal day is, of course, not every day for me. But the more I focus on planning ahead and being realistic with the amount of tasks that I assign to myself, the closer and closer I get to consistency. My biggest mistakes. Reflecting on this past year and a half, I think the biggest mistake that I made and continue to make is still over-planning my day. The Hobonichi is a wonderful planner because in the weekly section, you can block out every single hour of every single day. Still, I tend to underestimate how much time something will take. I also tend to go into my old habits of pushing my own self-care aside and not planning for rest and relaxation. What is more messed up is that I know exactly how bad what I am doing is. So trying to correct myself by forcing myself to reflect daily in my journal is super important. Those daily pages are something that only I will see. They are only for me, so they are such a good outlet for my feelings towards my daily actions. A step I took recently to try and fix this constant mistake was to begin therapy. By writing my true feelings in my journal, I was able to realize that I wasn't able to begin making these changes on my own, so I went out to seek guidance from others. I think that this was one of the best choices I've made in this journey yet, other than buying the Hobonichi in the first place, of course. Using journaling to improve wellness. The viewer question that I will be answering in this episode is about wellness and habits. Amma from our Facebook group asked, how do you train your subconscious mind about habits that will help overall of your being? I write stuff down, but I end up not doing it. It's my mindset that I need help with. So this is a topic that I think everyone, myself included, struggles with. It is a simple case of easier said, or in this case written, than done. I think that a good resource for this is James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, but I'll give you a quick summary and example of what can help you for your particular case, which is wellness. So overall, his method of habit formation, which is making it a consistent behavior, is broken down into 4 steps. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. So let's say that one of your wellness habits that you want to start taking seriously is doing yoga. First, you will have to make it obvious. For this, you will need to set up your environment in a way that promotes that habit. So the night before, when you are planning out your day, don't only specifically state when you are going to do said habit, but have a video or exercise already set up and your yoga mat open. So when you wake up, you can open the video, hop on the mat, and start right away. Next, you need to make it attractive. You can do this by pairing doing yoga with a reward. So after you do your yoga practice, then you can have your morning cup of coffee or eat breakfast and watch a morning talk show or anything that you like to do in the morning to relax. Another way to make it attractive is to join a community where that behavior is promoted. So joining an online yoga class, Facebook group, maybe even doing it with a friend or family member can make it all more attractive. Now you need to make it easy. This really emphasizes the importance of an environment that promotes these desired behaviors. The less steps that you have between you and your good habits, the better. Finally, you need to make it satisfying. My favorite way of doing this is to use your habit tracker. Whether you use a Hobonichi or a bullet journal, have some method of tracking your good habits. If it is a habit that you really want to keep up as well, Clear suggests that you use the 2-day rule, where you never skip more than 2 days. As for my thoughts on this issue, I really think that environment and honesty with yourself is very important. Before you make a plan to create a habit, really think if it is a habit that you genuinely want to do, something that will actively improve your life. When it comes to wellness, especially, this is difficult because our stupid brains prioritize work and getting things done and being productive over actually taking care of ourselves, when in reality, that should be the #1 top priority. I hope that this has helped you, but please know that this is a challenge for everyone, and you are not alone. Thank you so much for listening to the first episode of Planning Ahead. If you like what you heard, please like and subscribe. Also, comment what your favorite bit of knowledge was, and if you have any suggestions for future guests or topics. Any resources or groups that I mentioned in this episode will be in the description, so please check those out. Until next time.